Hey everyone, it's Dr. Nordstrom. First of all, I want to tell you that you probably do not want to do what I'm doing right now and going off of not having a script for a video. So as you're preparing online courses, you probably definitely want to write out a script your first few times. But I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about the assignments for this course. Now, this is the first time that we are offering this course in this way, so we're kind of working on developing it as you're taking it. So a few things to think about. First of all, you've got to select some type of learning management system that you're going to use. Whether it's Course Sites, which is a totally free Blackboard website that you can use. Definitely use your Lipscomb email account to set up a Course Sites. You could also use Schoology, or you could use Edmodo or something like that. But you will need to create sort of your class in there, and then next week invite all of us to join your class either next week or the next few weeks as you're seeking feedback. And that's one of the powerful things about this course, is being able to provide feedback with the components. I know you all have different content areas, and so you can choose to select maybe a unit that you teach, or that you would maybe want to teach. For those who teach younger grades, maybe select something maybe 3rd through 5th grade. That way you can showcase what you have created with someone else in the future, because you could be able to take screenshots of things and place it in your portfolio and like, hey, look, I developed either a blended or a flipped or a completely online course. And since this is a learning process for us, feel free to figure out which one works best for you. With the overall course module, you may want to think about some type of unit that you want to focus on for whatever subject area. You do not have to do lessons for the entire unit, but at least 3 lessons or modules. And those modules could be, like for us, I do a week's worth for the online course, but it could be a daily thing for you because you're in a different environment, in the K through 12 environment. Get my notes here to remember a few things. As we're going through these, each module, you're going to keep changing the ways that you format it. Feel free to use some of the formatting that I've done. I've realized that I need to include more video on some things, and so I'm going to try to do that, so you could have that. I am also including a, let's see, find my information here. I have lots of good stuff on developing courses. I uploaded the Chico rubric that has some really good guidelines for developing online courses. And of course, we're just doing a portion for this actual course. You don't have to develop an entire course online. And so, I put that I'm going to grade them on the adapted COE rubric, which I have, our format, which I've included the rubrics on the course. That's not set in stone. As long as you have opportunities for student engagement, you have assessment, you have the content area, you have your learning objectives, and then the big thing for me is the rationale. Why would this work? And so you may want to work on your rationale first and then add the other pieces. So like I said, this is just a work in progress, and we're going to see how much we can get done in this particular course. And so some things to think about is having some type of introduction. I just watched an online learning consortium webinar yesterday, and it was talking about the professor doing some type of thing to hook the students at the very beginning, and this was in a K through 12 environment. Have those objectives, your I can statements that you have the students use in your classroom. Um, you don't have to create a syllabus, but feel free, if you noticed in my courses, and every professor does it differently, and you'll find this as you go throughout the program and you have different professors. I like kind of chunking the material, and then I also like to keep my, excuse me, that's not on the script either. I like keeping the format in a very simplified format where you kind of know where things are going to be. Um, Include opportunities for discussion board. And if you notice, a lot of our discussion boards are open-ended, and I try to do more of the critical of the actual application to your personal settings instead of just basic yes, no. So think of some of the higher order questions that you could ask to fit within each module. You might want to, look at some type of creative way for students to introduce themselves. If you notice, I've done a couple of different things now based on the two classes that you've had with me. And so I try to keep those different every time that you have me, so we're not doing the same thing all the time. And so this might be an option for you if you end up, for this online unit, your online course, that you have the students introduce themselves as well. Um, Also, think of ways that you can include technology as a way to enhance different things, whether it be like the tech tool of the week, have them respond maybe using a Padlet instead of the typical discussion board. So feel free to explore with that as well. And then have some type of assessment. These first two courses, I haven't really done like the quizzes that you can set up in Blackboard based on our content. But you could easily set up quizzes as part of the assignment, or use the discussion board as your assessment, or there's some type of assignment or reflection or something like that that they have to complete for each individual lesson. And then think about, is there an opportunity for some options or choice? I try to do this with providing the opportunity in your discussion board to figure out how it relates to you, and then how you respond. And so everyone can kind of respond differently. But and I know that I also need to do a better job in differentiating. And I think things like videos might actually help with that instead of necessarily reading all the time, especially with like course announcements and stuff. Um, and so I am here to help you. Like I said, this is the first time that we are offering the class this way, and I'm really excited with the way that technology is changing. So I am here to help you, to support you in any way possible. So feel free to email me. We can set up appointments, um, face to face. We can do appointments online. So we have all kinds of options that we can do if you need any help with this. But one of the first things is to think through like what unit you want to kind of put online, and then also think through, trying to think here, what learning management system you want to use. Once you decide that, if you can just drop me an email and let me know, that way I can kind of be ready in case you have questions. I'm going to attach a document for course sites on how to set up a course sites if you're interested in setting something up like Blackboard. And one of the interesting things about developing online courses is that sometimes you're limited with your learning management system. And so I know there are other learning management systems out there besides Blackboard in which I could probably do more things if I, had the opportunity, but with the tools that we have here, I'm kind of limited. And so what can I do to make the best of that? So, feel free to explore that as you're working on it. And like I said, let me know if you have any questions. And I am looking forward to next week when we provide feedback to each other, and all of this exciting stuff that we're going to build for this very first time. And you know what, it's okay if it's not perfect, because practice makes progress. and that's what we're going here for in this particular class. Anyway, have a great weekend and rest of the week, and I will talk to you later. Bye.